So I'm literally right outside the Richmond gate, and this is like the entrance to actually get in the Richmond Park. So let's welcome to Inspire for Travel. My name is Wemba Imani, and today I'm joining you live from the town of Richmond, located in southwest London. Now, Richmond indeed has a rich history, and it plays an integral part in the history of England. It was actually founded by King Henry VII, and over the years you have seen many people from the British royal family who have actually called this place home. And it is indeed known as a rich area or an affluent area in England. So today we will be checking out some of the key points of interest and just seeing what the vibes is like here in Richmond. It's known popularly for having the Richmond Park, Richmond Hill, and Kew Gardens and different places like that is nearby. There are also many different restaurants and theaters, so it's definitely a place we can check out and see what a rich or affluent area is like in England. So before I go further and really walk around and get a good vibe of the place, I'll appreciate if you can do me a favor. Like the video, share the video with your contacts, and subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red box below this video that says subscribe. I appreciate your time, and to my returning subscribers, thank you for your custom. Let's explore Richmond. So you can see some flowers are being sold here right outside the Richmond train station. This right here is the Richmond train station, and you can definitely get a train to visit here if you're coming via that way. And this is the train station you will actually exit. Now I'm currently walking towards the main high street here in Richmond, where you can find many different shops and restaurants. So let's see what that vibe is like. It's a bit of a quiet day, perhaps because of the time many people are at work and different things like that, but slowly I'm seeing people coming out, going to get something to eat and everything like that. Right to my left here, this is a popular cafe known as Costa Cafe, and this is where people come and have a cup of coffee, have a cup of hot chocolate, and enjoy different pastries and different things like that. So far so good. I was saying in my introduction, Richmond is definitely a town which is considered to be a rich town or an affluent area in comparison to other parts in London. And over the years you have had various people from the royal family that actually live in the area. So it's definitely an area which has a lot of affluence. Now, walking towards the high street now, I'm observing that more people are coming out. You can see some people are walking towards me right now, and they're heading into this place here. This is Greg's, another shop where you can get hot chocolate and coffee and different things like that. So I'm liking the vibe here in Richmond. You want to watch this vlog till the end, because I'll be checking out the Richmond Park, and that nature trail is definitely beautiful. You can actually see deers, like reindeers and different things like that in that park. So it's very interesting that you can see that and you don't have to actually pay to get in. You don't have to pay to get in, so that's good. So this side here on the high street is one of the main shopping areas in Richmond. Now what you will notice when you travel throughout various parts of the UK, especially when you start going to specific towns, so for example Richmond, you will notice that there'll always be like a main area where people actually go and do their shopping and where a lot of people socialize. And it's usually in one central point. There may be a town center, for example, and you'll find everything there. So this part here of Richmond where I'm walking now is like the main high street, okay? And this is a place where you will find mostly everything you need, from restaurants to supermarkets to places where you can buy flowers like what you're seeing in front of me here, to cinemas, theaters, banks. Everything is here. This here is Santander Bank. Right next to it is Lyon, where you can get breakfast, lunch and dinner. You have Pret here again. So it's amazing when you actually visit these places, you know, and you just really want to see where everything's at, you know, where's the central point for everything. You don't have to walk too far. So that's another amazing thing I like in traveling throughout the UK. So far on my series here in the UK, the last one I did, I was in Brighton, and that was amazing. I really got to visit the seaside, see what a seaside town is like in England. So that was definitely interesting to see that, because sometimes when you think of England, you may not straight away think that it actually has a beach, but after all, remember, an island is a place surrounded by water. And England is actually an island, so it definitely has coastal sides where you can, where there's different beaches. And it's not only in Brighton, there's also Blackpool, there's Bournemouth, different places. So that's really nice. I got to experience and really show you a seaside town in England. So certainly, if you ever visit, I'll recommend you visit. You know, you get to go on the pier. There's activities for kids. Amazing nightlife, so definitely check that out. So right now I'm just going to show you what I'm seeing in front of me again, so you can get a visual of what's really going on here in Richmond. A lot of maintenance is being done on the roads here in England. You can see these things are being put up, and all of that is because a lot of road works is happening. Even at the moment, we have the temporary traffic lights there. And I've kind of been seeing that in many places I've been visiting on this England series. You know, a lot of road work, construction seem to be booming quite well throughout the various cities in this country. So over there is the old ship, and it's like a bar slash pub, and you can get drinks and food there. Now, one thing you will notice here in England, the pub culture. They call it pubs in England, and you'll find pubs in mostly every area you go, and that's a place where people go and socialize. They have a drink of beer, they eat certain foods, bangers and mash, fish and chips, whatever they may eat at the pub, and they may watch the football games. So these are definitely an integral part of the British culture, you know, that pub culture. So that's one of the things you'll notice when you visit England. And that place I just showed you there, it's a pub, and there are quite a few of them across the city, and specifically to this town, there are a lot of pubs here as well. So I'm seeing a jeweler's here. You can get different jewelry, watches, rings, different things like that. And check out the architecture of the buildings here, guys. check out the architecture. Now, one thing I must say, in the UK, they like to maintain certain architecture. You just can't come in and try to alter that traditional look of the country. So you could definitely see this when you travel throughout the UK. So this is, you know, typical structures you will see in many towns, and especially certain areas which are considered affluent areas in the UK. You will see a lot of these designs. Now, if you remember when I went to Hyde Park, there's a specific part I was walking, and they had the Roman Catholic shrine, and that place have similar architectural designs, just like this one right here. So right here we're coming up to the Richmond Bridge, and right next to it is actually a restaurant. That's Bill's Restaurant and Bar. So again, I'm sure you've been noticing there's a lot of cafes, restaurant and bars, and even your popular places like Nando's, where you can get grilled chicken and so on, can be found right here. So if you're just looking for a place where, you know, you could probably go for a weekend and you don't really want to go to the city side of London, you don't want to go to the West End, you can come to a place like Richmond and still enjoy some of the restaurants and places that you might find in central London. You can find it here. Now the area is definitely well maintained. And if you notice these brown leaves here, that's falling down now. That's due to because we're going into the winter season in England. So as it gets cold, you'll notice the leaves wither away. So we're on that bridge here in Richmond, and one of the things I like is you get a really nice view here of the river. I believe it's the River Thames, or it connects to the River Thames, and this is what the river looks like. Now you notice if I zoom my camera in, down there you see certain boats. Now some of these boats, people actually live on them. They're like houseboats. People can stay and they live literally on the river here. So that's another interesting feature. And some places here in England, you can actually book a night on a riverboat and really get an experience of what it's like to live and stay on a river. So that's really interesting, especially if you haven't done it before. You can see people are just relaxing. Some people are having a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and just enjoying the view they're seeing here of the river. So this is nice. I'll show you the other side so you can get a clearer view of what I'm seeing. Buses are coming. All right, let's see if I can quickly get away. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. So you can see there's actually some shops down here. There are some shops here. And what I can see is they're definitely like repair shop for the boats, because you can see those young men there, they're actually fixing that boat. And it's nice because at least you have somewhere to sit, like where you see people are sitting. and literally just enjoying the view here of the river. So this is Richmond, people. So definitely, if you're ever in doubt of what Richmond is like, and you would like to visit Richmond but you don't know what it has, then you're getting a clear view of what it's like. We've seen what the river is like, we're seeing some of the restaurants, you get an idea of what the place is like. So what I want to do now, I want to take a walk towards the Richmond Park, and you'll get a vibe of what that is really like, because you can actually see different animals and different things there, free of charge. You don't have to go to London Zoo. So that's really nice, especially if you're on a certain budget, but you still want to enjoy some of the natural beauty that England has to offer. So stay here and let's go to the Richmond Park. Stay tuned. So I'm literally right outside the Richmond gate, and this is like the entrance to actually get in the Richmond Park. So let's walk in and see what the vibes is like. So these are where the vehicles come in. And the park is definitely a vast piece of landmass, because you actually need a bicycle or a vehicle to really move around to explore this park in its entirety. I mean, you could walk if you're really feeling to walk and jog and exercise. You could do that, but take you a much longer time. But you can see this is what the Richmond Park is like. It's a national nature reserve, actually, and you can see what it says here from the symbols. Of course, you'll have the deers, horse riding do happen here, and when you're driving, you gotta be careful that you don't skid and slide. So I want to see if I can actually find the deers. Usually upon entry you can actually find them here, but they seem to be hiding a bit today. But yeah, this is definitely a popular place of interest here in Richmond. Richmond Park, National Nature Reserve. I mean, if I describe the feeling for you, it's just a vast piece of land, man. Really natural vibe, lovely greenery. And at the moment, because winter has not fully kicked in yet, you can still see the leaves on the trees here. And today the sun was shining, well, it's still shining much more. You know, it's not being covered by the clouds today, so that's really good. So you can actually see the blue skies here, which is always a lovely thing to see. The birds are chirping. So if you really want that natural nature vibe, you know, you just want to really experience what a national nature reserve is like in England, but you don't want to travel too far in, you could definitely check out Richmond National Park. It's amazing. And that lady straight ahead, she seemed to be with her buggy, so people come with their kids and just walk and get a good vibe of the place. And you also do get people that actually have their cameras and they come out here to take pictures. That guy straight ahead seems to be doing just that, taking pictures of that deer there. I think we are in luck. We are in luck. Because right there, I think I'm seeing some deers, and it's quite a few of them. Wow, look at that. Truly amazing. I feel like I'm in a safari far out somewhere. And the fact that you can actually just walk here and get that natural view of these animals is amazing. I'm going to be really quiet because I don't want to startle them. few of them, because if I turn the camera this way, there's literally one sitting right here. If you look here, that's one sitting down right there. They're literally in their natural habitat, grazing. It's beautiful. You know, it's like they're in the savannah here, and they're just grazing in their natural habitat. And there's one just down there grazing again. So it's really amazing that you could actually come to Richmond and actually see these creatures, because, you know, sometimes you may have to visit London Zoo, you may have to visit other places to actually see certain animals here in England. So if you're ever in Richmond, definitely give it a go. I don't want to get too close, because you can actually startle them a bit if they see people who are coming too close to them. They're quite sensitive creatures, but they're just grazing right there. So this is truly amazing. So that's it for the deers right now. I'm going to leave them to enjoy their grazing, and I'm going to walk towards back to the entrance of the park. Now, like I was saying to you, this park is definitely a huge park. In fact, it's a natural nature reserve, so you're talking a lot of land here. So if you really want to explore, you got to take a day, you know, to come out and explore this place. They usually have cafes. You can buy certain snacks. There's also like toilets available. There's also things like ice cream and different things like that. So yeah, you can definitely check out this nature reserve. The best time to visit, however, is definitely during the summer period. You know, coming from like June, July, August, early September. This is when, of course, the weather is much more warm, and you get a lot of people coming and with their families, and, you know, having social activities, bringing their blankets out, and so it's a nice vibe. Of course, you can visit in the winter, but it's not the same. It's much more colder, and by then, you know, these leaves that you're seeing here would have, of course, withered away, so you wouldn't really get that same feeling as you will get during the summer period. But if you're a person that don't mind that, and you don't mind coming, put your jacket on and face the cold weather and still explore, why not give it a try? You know, it's still a good vibe. Now, apart from the deers, there's definitely other birds and different things like that in this park. So if you're a birdie, you like seeing different birds, you can surely check that out. In fact, could you imagine that this ground was once upon a time a hunting ground for some members of the royal family here in Britain? They will hunt some of the deers and different things like that throughout this area. However, today, these animals are actually protected, so there is no hunting happening today. Someone try to do that today, you're in jail for sure. But yeah, this is the vibe here at Richmond Park. And one of the things I've noticed so far throughout this England series, there's an array of different things you can actually do in England, which is not you may not expect. You know, for example, usually when people think about England, they think about Big Ben, the clock tower, the black cabs, the big red buses. But apart from those things, yes, they are there, but there are many other things, and I've shown you that throughout this England series, so you want to check that out, ranging from festivals. Now I want to talk about festivals for 1 minute, because one of the things I've noticed, you know, when you think of festivals, we think of like the major festivals, you know, that happens throughout England, and you get, you know, a lot of quote-unquote famous people coming, flying over to perform and so on. Not really talking about those festivals, you know. I'm actually talking about real roots and cultural festival. Now, England is a place, it's diverse. Many different people from across the world actually lives here. You have people from Africa, the Caribbean, different parts of Europe, people from South America, Russia, the Middle East, Australia, the Pacific Islands, you got different people living here. And every year, for the most part, a lot of these communities put on different cultural events and festivals. And they really get to show off their culture and let you know what their culture is about, what they believe. And that is very, very interesting. In fact, if you can't visit a specific country, but you still want to learn about those people, where are they in England, and you're here, these festivals is a real eye-opener in giving you an idea of those peoples you want to learn about. So I visited, one of the festivals I did this year was it's the African Festival, and this one was in Milton Keynes. Now Milton Keynes is a town just on the outskirts of London, okay? And what that festival done, it brought together people from all different parts of the African continent, and of course friends of African nations all came together for this event, okay? So you had people that performed from Tanzania, you had people from Kenya, you had Nigerians, people from Sierra Leone, you had people from the Gambia, people from Senegal. And it was really nice to see that at that particular festival, because I got to interact with a lot of people. And one of the things I managed to actually capture was actually an amazing performance by Queen Tasha and a lady called Fadumina. And they performed at the festival. And they're, of course, originally from Somalia. Now, for those who may not know, Somalia is a country in East Africa near Kenya, Ethiopia, okay? It's on the Horn of Africa. And they performed their dance performance there. And I got to speak with them and so on. And it was really interesting because, a lot of people in England would see a lot of Somali people and so on. And of course, Somalia is predominantly a Muslim country. And I don't know, maybe because people may see them with their abaya or jalabia, they may have certain hesitancy to approach those people. But it's not the case. They really showed their dancing. They were very much engaging, and I got to show that to the world. And it's one of the most, I wouldn't say most, but a very important episode on this channel. So you definitely want to check out the Somali show, and you really get an idea of what that culture is like. So my point is this: these festivals really stands as a monument of the diversity of cultures here in England. So don't always think about checking out the more popular and known festivals. There are other festivals which are specific to some certain group of people that you should check out when you visit the United Kingdom. So that's amazing. Now right now I've literally walked away from that entrance by the Richmond Park. But if you notice here, look at this amazing view. We have the river just down there. You have the part where people are just sitting and, enjoying the beautiful sunshine. And the view is absolutely stunning. Look down this way. This is another part of London called Kew Gardens. So you can see that down there. The River Thames is being seen. So this is beautiful. So if you may not want to visit the Richmond Park, but you can certainly check out this side of the park, which is of course much more smaller, okay, much more smaller, but you still enjoy an amazing view. And on a hot sunny day, it's nice to come out. You could bring some drinks, something to eat, and just enjoy nature, so that's lovely. Let me show here. So this is like almost like the summit of this little park here, and similar to what I was just showing you. Look at the amazing view across. Wow. How many people have actually seen the movie or even those cartoon series called Lion King? And Mufasa is standing, with his with Simba and the wife, and they're just on top of that great rock looking over the savannah. It's literally this here right now. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. For miles on miles, you're just seeing lovely greenery, and that's nice. So you can see, this is what some of the houses look like around here now. Apart from the beautiful view you've just seen, there are actually people that live in this area, in this community. And these are what some of the houses or apartments look like in this rich and affluent area. And I must say, you know, in some areas which are considered affluent, or it has a, you know, a more, let's say, upper middle class or upper class group of people that live there, you will notice that you will see a lot of these designs. Now, of course, there are other areas where you have detached houses where people have their own individual homes surrounded by a large garden. That is also very much seen as well. But this type of structure, structures, I must say, is also visible in some of those areas. So let me know where you're watching from. Are houses built like this in your country, wherever you're watching from? Do you notice any similarities? I'll be very much interested to know what it's like in your part of the world. I'm hearing a lot of birds chirping here, guys. Now, these are getting much more common now throughout different parts in London. Now, this is like the Lime bicycle, okay? And once you have an app, you can just literally with your smartphone press here, and then you can connect and pay to use this bike, depending on however long you need to use it for. So that's very interesting that you can do that, especially if, you know, you're not really traveling with your own bike, but you may just want to use one for maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Then these ones are definitely very popular throughout different parts of London these days. And another thing that's also popular is, of course, electronic scooters. And it's the same concept. You can press on an app, you download the app, you press it with your smartphone when you actually get to the electronic scooter, and then after you sign in and you're good to go, guys. You can use this electronic scooter for however long you choose to use it for. Now I'm happily here now, being behind this greenery. You can see these lovely trees are here behind me, so it's amazing. And I'm really happy you've watched it till the end. I hope you have enjoyed today's vlog. We did explore Richmond. Of course, there is more to this town of Richmond, but I think we highlighted and visited some key points of interest located in Richmond town. And I will be giving you more vlog this week, guys, so definitely subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, it's free to like, and subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red box below this video that says subscribe. I appreciate your time today. My name is Wemba Imani, and thank you for watching Inspire for Travel.